Ambush the Game podcast. So, Vic, is the Me Too movement over?
I think it might be another version of the Me Too. I think women are now in a state where they're shaming men for being men. And the Me Too movement basically was about the women, I guess being sexual treated for advancements and stuff like that. So like the Hollywood thing. Okay, you want to be a star, you're going to give me that and I help you out or whatever. So the Me Too movement, I think, was to expose that men are leveraging women to get positions by getting some ass,
Well, okay. All right, that's how it started. Did you think it went past its intended goal?
I'm quite sure if guys then got to a point where they have so much power, they probably abused it and probably stepped over those lines. So I can understand if the woman feel that those things need to stop, because I wouldn't want to be in a position I'm up under the manager and was treated in a kind of way they felt they had so much power they could do what they want to do to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But so what about in situations like Bill Cosby?
A lot of men that have money get privileges from women because they just flock to maybe the opportunity of money, or they just like the status is a turn on or something. And I think especially when they can get a few dollars out of it, it's kind of like open season. There's a lot of women out here tricking and still claim to want respect, and you can't get both of them.
Yeah, but they can.
Okay, they can get both of them?
Yeah, we've seen, well,
okay.
At least to me, they can do certain things and still cry and play the victim too.
Yeah, in that case, I agree with you on that.
All right, so what about, because when I'm thinking about the Weinstein, hey man, I think we can all admit that he was a douche.
Yeah.
But some of those women went through with it, got the role, it didn't materialize to them being a star, and then they played the victim.
Yeah,
I think
that happens all the time though.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So they do take it a step further, and it's a win-win in a case, in a sense. Another one is Bill Cosby. Just my opinion. I'm speaking from what I've seen, the same thing that you guys have seen in the news media. Some of these cases, if not all of them, were 30 years ago.
30 years? It should have been 600 fucking women if you ask me. Because it seems like women are now promoting they need a man that's a high value man, and they basically is saying that not him as a person being high value, having money, a lot of money. So they run to those guys, and when they go to them, they serve their ass, because that's what comes with that type of situation, and they want money in return, a favor, riding in the luxury car, being flown out
around,
flued out, all that shit right there. And then they turn around and try to play like the man did something wrong to him. I mean, it's to a level where I was saying about the respect is that the women would drop it for any guy with a certain type of status at the drop of a dime.
Yeah,
but then they still claiming respect. I mean, you're prostituting with ease.
I think some people would say that. I think I would in a lot of cases, like the one I was telling you about earlier, where the lady said that she went at the call of some rappers, and once she got there, she was told to get naked and shake and twerk, and she did just that.
Without any fight?
Without nothing. With no objection. She got naked and started twerking
and when she
in the studio in front of a whole bunch of dudes.
When she leave, and 30 years later, she wants somebody to go to jail for that.
Yeah, she's been mentally abused. But I don't understand, if you can get called out of the blue by somebody to come do an act, and you do it, but at the same time you want to be respected and treated like a queen, get your ass out of here quick.
I agree. Yeah, it's like how having a streetwalker that you have to take to dinner before you get a blowjob in the alley. And you can't just take it to no inner restaurant. Gotta take it to a pretty decent restaurant.
I'm telling you, I think the Me Too movement has morphed into something else to where any lady can claim something, and by default they're gonna get the nod that that more than likely happened, and then you have to find out on the backside that wasn't the case, but by that time somebody may have already lost their job or anything else. Oh, I'll tell you one I heard. I heard some guys talking about it on another podcast. So there was a comedian made a joke.
Okay.
On Twitter. Somebody from a newspaper reposted the tweet, right? And the tweet, I'm gonna paraphrase, the tweet said something like this: all women are bi. It just depends on if they bipolar or bisexual.
Well, that was a good joke.
So the guy that retweeted it worked at a newspaper. One of his co-workers, female, saw him retweet it.
Oh, Lord.
And she tweeted that somebody at the newspaper ought to do something about this.
Yeah.
That man that reposted that tweet got suspended for a month.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And we are, as men, are not running around verbally crying about all the disrespect and not being treated fair and being basically ruined by word of mouth from women. But they get to run around constantly bitching about shit that they, to a certain degree, participate in until they, I guess, change their mind or feel a certain type of way. I think it's straight bullshit, because if you're dealing with grown people, it should be a level of common sense. And also, you cannot be okay, or you shouldn't be able to sleep at night fucking people just because of your feelings.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's plainly said. I think that's right. But unfortunately, their emotions is the one thing that has been taken into account overall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like their emotions dictate. They turn on the waterworks, and then the guy did something wrong. You can always sacrifice the man.
Well,
you can always sacrifice the guy. But let me tell you this about that post.
Okay.
After he got suspended, there was some other tweets made, and she tweeted some more, and she via Twitter. Now keep in mind, none of this happened in the office. This is all online.
Yeah.
So if she was offended initially, you would have thought that she would have took it to the higher ups in the office. She did it via Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, when she put her message out there on Twitter, other people commented. She commented, and then she wanted to have other people in the office disciplined.
Oh.
So what ended up happening, from what I could pick up from these guys talking about it, was they ended up letting her go. So finally, I felt like there was some justice. Get her ass out of here.
She shot herself in the foot.
Yeah, because she got one guy suspended for a month. Hell, that wasn't enough. She had went out a few more because they made some other comments, other jokes to back up his joke.
She didn't have sense enough to know that you can't knock off 5 or 10 people.
She was trying
to. Fucking the job up.
She was trying to.
We suspend one guy and you steal your ass on social media going back and forth.
Yeah, with some more.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what the job look at.
Yeah, so I believe that the corner is starting to turn.
Yeah.
That we just can't listen to what they say and just take their word for it and go for it. And this is all piggybacking off of the pod that we did the other day, where we were talking about the girl holding the guy by his hair.
Yeah.
Right. So this is just picking up off of that. Now, had he busted her chops.
Yep.
And not been held by the half of 15 minutes, and none of the other women in the store say anything, it'll be a different story. He would still be in jail right now for assault.
That's right.
At least assault, right?
Definitely.
But because it's the other way around and she's a woman, I guess we're supposed to be physically able to take it. She could do that for 15 minutes before he finally takes action, and now the police got to get involved.
Yeah.
But let me now. So this is just a pickup from that conversation, and it brought us to the question of, is the Me Too movement still alive? Would you consider that being part of the Me Too movement, that she could do him like that?
I think it's a result of it.
Absolutely,
it don't have nothing to do with the Me Too movement, other than maybe it gave women a belief that they have it like that, which is a lot of other things that could play a role in that too. And they getting a big head, and they actually damaging themselves, because with it only being a man and woman on this earth, if you are eliminating the men, who are you gonna have in the long run? We are meant for each other. We play a very important part of being with each other for survival. And you're fighting with the person that you should be living your life with. And I don't know how far women or men, if with them doing some things that they shouldn't do, are we going to be able to function together and continue to, I guess we're going to be fucking, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say we ain't going to have no kids, but how do you get along with your enemy?
That's one to think about. What do you think about this? Does the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case strike a blow at the Me Too movement with him, I guess winning, but she won a countersuit, but he won the big deal.
Yeah.
Do you think that strikes a blow to the Me Too movement, or would you consider any of that as the Me Too movement? Now, me personally, I think she was riding the coattails of the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
As far as the sympathy part, I'm a woman and he abusing me.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was playing that, but it was shown that it was just too much shit that she was doing too. You know what I'm saying?
And I think, it caused a blow. And if women, stay focused on their mind instead of their feelings, they have to understand that there's a group of women, or a certain percentage of women out here, that's going to abuse the situation just because they women. It's not fair. It's not honest. And it makes women that are in situations where they need help, people question them. It's going to start questioning them now. And it's going to hurt them.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, before I do anything with a woman in a professional setting or even a social setting, there has to be other people around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to ever be in a situation where it could be said that I did something or said something and there was nobody else around.
That's true.
Because I'm probably going to lose.
Yeah.
And in the court system, and I know this for a fact, when it comes to men and women, the women are mostly judges, the attorneys are mostly women. It's against you.
Yeah.
If you're a male and you're listening, the system is not, when it comes down to anything domestic, it is not on your side.
Mm-hmm. It's going to cause a problem, especially with the upcoming generations, where our morals are changed and we believe in this social media and easy sex and all the craziness that we have that got away from some of the standards we used to have and what we look for in relationships and marriages. That it's kind of destroying that fabric where we used to could get together, focus on the same thing, and build. I don't see people building. I see a lot of people trying to get what they can get, and it's a whole bunch of foolishness going on. Our music is shitty. Attitudes with the women are shitty. Men are trying to figure out how to be men, and they're getting shot down at every turn. So it's causing a lot of problems. I think a lot of people don't see it because maybe they're too busy TikToking or doing shit like that, so they don't see it coming.
Yes, short term. The short term notoriety is more important now. But the fabric of the American family, that's been deteriorating for years.
Yeah.
And now we see that divorce rates are like 50% and if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that there's the number of marriages per year is going down.
Yes.
So everybody's already okay with not getting married.
Yeah.
And you know what? for any man that says he's not going to get married, I don't have anything to say to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to discourage a person from getting married. Guy, I'm talking man to man. I'm not going to discourage. If a guy says he's in love with this particular woman and they think they got something that they can build, hey, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. But when a guy tells me that he's not interested in ever getting married, I can understand.
That's true.
I can understand because, you know, the system ain't set up for you. If you find out later on that she was out to the cash or what you had to offer the whole time, she's probably gonna get it if you don't get her to sign a prenup up front. She's probably gonna get it. So the whole system is not set up now, and I think it's not set up now for the men. It has only gotten stronger in their favor because of the Me Too movement.
That's true. That's true.
I think.
And guys, you know, women, just looking at it just for men and women, just average people. Women used to value their sex. Men value their money. So these two things that it seems like it's a tug of war to try to get. Men want the sex and women want the established guy, you know. Mm-hmm. And now the women are just looking for money and guys are just looking to get laid. And it's a kind of weird ass tug of war that's going on, and nobody is winning when it all said and done because women are jumping from dick to dick and men are burning up money here and there. And for the ones that do try to not play the game, they get married and then they find out they got fucked in the end.
Yeah.
Because women have started getting fucked too. Unfortunately, you get the guy, he's out of work or you the breadwinner for a while, and they are now giving men the same rights. So the game that's been played on men is turning, and I kind of can't say it's a bad thing. It's bad overall, but you're getting back what you've been selling.
Basically opposite of what I said. I think it's still stronger for them.
It is still stronger for them.
It may be turning a little bit, but
just a little bit.
It's still heavily in their favor.
But if you go down the road, let's give or take 50 years from now, the guys are being lazy. You know, you can see that guys are fucking feminine. You know what I'm saying? What if they start sitting on their ass and getting with the woman that went out and got the degrees and got the $1 million a year career, and then they find out, okay, I got with this guy, we had kids, and he basically took me out. You know, he fucking dug in my pockets like we've been doing the guys.
Yeah. So there was one celebrity, semi-celebrity. Mm-hmm. Well, she's really not a celebrity, but her name is out there because of who she was associated with. But I seen the article. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if any of this is true. I'm just basically talking about things that I've seen where they were saying that the Black China was broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The last thing I seen about her was she was doing some celebrity boxing thing. Yeah. You know, when you hit the celebrity boxing, that means you're headed that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's broke, but it that made me wonder about this. If you're out to the men for the money, is it just money to have a good time with and buy bags and shit with?
Yeah.
Because when you break up with the guy or that relationship is over, how the fuck you broke all over? You broke. You didn't pocket. Nothing. You didn't bank none of the money. You just You just rode around in expensive cars and bought bags and shit. You didn't save no money.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's just like a young basketball player. You get so much money, you know, a signing bonus, and you've been shooting ball for 5 years. You got all this money, and then something happened to your career. Then you turn around and you're like, well, 5 years in plus a goddamn signing bonus, you broke. You working at a fucking car wash?
Yeah.
Cause you bullshitted. You spent up all your money trying to either impress people or try to look good, and now you just got a whole bunch of shit.
I don't know. Well, we see time and time again that the athletes blow the money, but you know, at least they made the money through a talent that they had.
Yeah.
When you are a person who got the money through no talent,
just because you knew you was with somebody,
you should make sure you secured, as they say, secure the bag.
Because they can end.
Yeah.
Especially being somewhat of celebrity status, they
you have no
in
skills.
and out. Yeah,
you have nothing else to fall back on. At least if she's a working woman who has some sort of job skills or some sort of trade, if she got away from her guy who had more money, she still has some skills that she can make a living. But if you have nothing,
she had a baby.
That's the backup plan, ain't it?
Yep.
That's get pregnant.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she did that. So
she did that.
Obviously, she feels she can cash in on that, like a lot of women do.
A
lot of women do that. Cash in on the baby. There's been celebrities that never had a baby, got with the right guy after multiple relationships and marriages, and had a baby by one guy. $500 million secured.
Yeah. Well, I guess
it don't work like that for everybody, but that's the game.
I guess that's their goal, though, right?
Yes.
Hey, when they say relationship goals, that's it right there. That's the relationship goal.
What's weird about that? This particular celebrity should have been rich for years, unless she just greedy. I don't know.
Yeah. Ah, man, that's crazy. But it all stems from, I think, the YouTube movement and how it has branched out into any and every old dirt bag with a cooch can say anything about
dirt bag
can say anything about a guy and it be legit until it's proven otherwise. Now, hear me out on this, people. I'm not saying that we advocate for women not having equal rights or equal anything else. Equal pay. I want any woman that works just as hard as a man to achieve a certain goal, I think she should get it.
Yeah.
You know, if her merits are there and she's done the work, she should have the same pay and equal rights all the way around, period. I'm 100% for that. I do, however, have an issue with any woman that takes advantage of a situation and then play the victim at the same damn time.
That's true.
That is the equivalent of when white people say that black people play the race card on any and everything. That's the same thing. There's no different to me. The way they see it on us playing the race card is the way I see it when women play the victim role when ain't nothing been done.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just my opinion. So don't be mad at me, or be mad at me. But I'm just talking. So you have the right to disagree, and I will respect that. But that's just my opinion. Vic, you get the final word on this one.
Well, the only thing I can say is try not to follow the foolishness, because there is consequences to your actions. Simple and plain, some people can have a sex tape and become famous. Some people can have a sex tape and end a career. So you have to make your choices and do the work. Do whatever you need to do that makes sense for yourself, and stop believing there's an easy road just because you got a vagina. And even men, they got money. They go out here, they want to sleep with everybody. And then you get burnt somewhere down the road. And I'm not talking about a sexual disease. I'm talking about you found somebody that was after your money, and you might have been in love with them, or you just was ass hungry, whatever, and now you got to pay the cost.
Now you got to pay the cost.
Yeah, so we have to just be a little bit more wise. I know it seemed to be a popular thing where women are bragging about getting the bag and doing this and doing that. Get your own goddamn bag. Take your ass to work. Pay for all that shit you want to put all over your fucking body, and be the woman that you claim you are. Don't be the woman that you claim you are because you fucking a guy that's giving you the money, because that shit can get cut off, and then where you gonna be? Throwing some pussy at somebody else, because a lot of women right now have been tossed around with so many celebrities. They just fucked up.
Yeah, there's no way to take them serious. I know I couldn't. I mean, even on our scale, if I knew that you was a neighborhood hoe, there's no way I'm gonna make you my main thing. It just ain't gonna happen.
And it typically, to filter out through the men to find a simp that would take care of you, it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? People are getting wise, especially with guys that got money. They have options, you know. So I think we just need to grow up, stop promoting this dumb shit to each other, and try to be a little bit more wiser. Don't be an old fucking fool.
That's it. Ambush the game.